It's tea time.
It is.
You got so much like white. It's like the color balancing, like the auto color focusing is, not just like a big white smear. Okay, hi.
Don't worry.
We're drinking tea today.
We won't do blackface here.
Oh my good god. Oh my good god. So
yeah, we went there.
Rivers and Lakes Tea, Luan, Guapian. Guapian. Thank you. So I'm gonna let the water cool down a little bit while I talk about this tea. This tea is interesting and different because it is a tea that is not using the bud of the tea plant, but the second leaf.
Okay.
And the second leaf is, so the buds unfurl and open up, and then the second leaf grows, and once it grows large enough, a bit too much, they pick and use the second leaf for this tea.
And then do they use the first leaf for something else?
They don't, because it like the opened bud, they might, actually, I don't know, but this tea is only using the second leaf.
Okay, sure.
And they cut the end stem piece off of the second leaf. Mm-hmm. And then when they're processing this tea, they're using a whisk, specifically like a wooden or like sticks, basically, to whisk the leaves around, and that's what gives them the shape of these tea leaves. And that is why this tea is called melon seed tea, or like melon slice tea.
Okay.
It's because it looks like melon slices.
There you go.
Yeah. So usually these you wouldn't want to be thrown out the bud. Usually, but this is kind of a special, different tea.
Okay.
Kind of bucking the tradition in a lot of ways of the, first buds of the season, highest quality, emperor grade kind of stuff.
And do you find that this tea is pretty unusual too? Like, according to your image of Chinese green?
So far, being totally new.
Yeah. It is funny that we're like, episode 524 is like, Chinese green tea.
Yeah.
It's like,
so there's one other part of this tea that I think carries the flavor a bit more, which is also that some of these teas are charcoal baked.
Okay.
As a final processing for sort of drying, basically.
Uh-huh.
And this one is, but not all of them I've looked up.
So this one's charcoal baked?
It is charcoal baked at the very end. And it's, I guess they do 5 seconds on and then off.
Okay.
And they do 150 times. So it's really short, but intense to dry the plants, right? So they do the kill green with the frying of the wok to get the shaping of it, and that also makes it a green tea.
Okay.
But then the baking is kind of a more uncommon characteristic of this tea as well. So I think maybe we'll taste a bit more of the baking in the cup than anything else.
And Denny, you've expressed a lot of interest in really going deeper on green teas this year.
I have.
Yeah.
So send green tea if you want me to drink it. I will drink it.
I don't think we've ever said those words on the show. Send green tea.
Send green tea.
Yeah, and you can reach out to Denny directly if you'd like.
It's true, actually. You can. You can email me, denny@tdb.org. I did set up an email server and stuff. So yeah.
Or you could get me on the normal TDB email. And if you're sending green, I will direct you to send them to Denny.
Yeah, exactly. Cheers.
Cheerio. Pip, pip. All the way down the hatch. So no rinse on this again.
Mm-mm.
Ooh, that's nice. It's very smooth.
Mm-hmm. Sweet. It's grassy.
Yeah, it is. Interesting. Yeah, there's
just a second.
Definitely some differences between these Chinese greens and these Japanese greens.
Yeah, get on the nose on that. Oh my God, it's so fragrant.
These notes are so familiar to me, but it's I haven't sought them out in so long that it's almost just right when we were going to Lydia's place and the Natural District. Yeah. It's that's I think some of the last times I've had Chinese green regularly or bought it.
But so the thing that I feel I'm experiencing more drinking these teas is that I'm noticing all the high notes on these teas in the kind of language of flavor of these green teas that have been muted and changed over time with pu'er. So I feel like they're still excuse me. There are lots of it's the character of the flavors have changed quite a bit, but a lot of the flavors are still there. They're just very different. There's still a fruitiness or a brightness or a grassiness to pu'er, especially to young pu'er that and plenty of differences as well. But anyway. So nice. So I've been trying to figure out how to brew this one. I've done 2 flash steepings and then a long steep. I've also done 2 long steepings.
Yeah.
And I think that the long steeping definitely brings out the umami character of these teas a lot more.
Okay. And that's something you'd probably associate more with Japanese than
yeah,
Chinese.
Definitely. Yeah, I don't think that's a surprise.
But this one definitely has some sea characteristics.
Totally.
Umami and
stuff.
Yeah,
I totally think so.
Like a little oceanic for sure.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheerio. And how have you found the Rivers and Lakes teas overall?
Nice. Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the variety of the stuff they sent over has been vast, and the quality has been great throughout.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they just have a really good nose there.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would recommend.
Yeah, because usually it's like we're covering a lot of specialists here, but they dabble quite a few categories.
Yeah, they do. And the other thing that I love about Rivers and Lakes is go check out their website, because the notes per tea are exhaustive. They have great photos, so you can see processing photos and stuff. So it's really fun. It's like immersive. Maybe some photo. I can't remember. They have like maps and stuff, but yeah, it's just a different kind of a vibe. I put my phone somewhere else. Okay, we're gonna guess at about a minute. So, or maybe like 30, 45 seconds.
Okay.
So first 2 steepings, basically flash steepings, but not using boiling water. 180, 190.
Yeah.
I'm not measuring here, but I would be at home. And I like 185 for the first one. Maybe even like 182. I've been experimenting with the going down a little bit, because you're opening up a little bit more of the flavor. And
do you find that these Chinese greens, obviously they're more sensitive to kind of temperature and whatnot than like Chinese oolongs or whatever, but are they as sensitive as like Japanese greens to kind of like these variations?
I would say no, not as much. I find the Japanese greens are so specific.
They are very fussy.
Yeah, I have to be really careful about not using too much leaf and stuff.
Be on your A game, yeah.
On my A game, yeah. But I mean, at least now, maybe there's a point at which I would like know eyeball things, but not at all.
Yeah. I mean, for something like pu'er and like oolong, our muscle memory is so strong. But for something like this, I would have to be very fussy over it too in order to brew it properly. Yeah, just because it's like not something I'm used to doing. I think that there's more space, especially at lower temperatures, to play around with brewing parameters on these these Chinese green teas. And I've been enjoying doing that on the Denny Sods. Check those out if you want. And yeah, these are. It's just the profile is really fun and interesting for me, and a little bit different. I think the production story behind this tea is fun as well. So hopefully that's about the right amount of time. I think the one not complaint I have, but disappointment maybe, is that these teas just last they just over so fast. Yeah. So you can see even from just brewing it out that the vibrancy of that green has faded a little bit. Sure. Not a crazy amount. I think it's a much more acute in Japanese, like Zenjo and stuff. Egg custard, egg tart kind of flavors in there. It's changed a lot, yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's quite a bit of like bright fruit.
The color on this is so green. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So because these teas are relatively short-lived, does that mean you brew more different teas, or are you just kind of like, I'm gonna do 3 steeps and then I'm good, when you would have done like 6 or 7 of a oolong?
Yeah, I end up. Yeah, I'm drinking a lot more tea. So yeah, I mean, I've been more excited about it. So I've certainly been having more teas in general. But yes, I'm definitely drinking more sessions, more different teas per day now. Okay. By virtue of how short-lived they are, and I'll be honest, sometimes I'm only doing 2 steepings. Yeah. Yeah. There's just so much to drink, and the first 2 are just so good. So the point of this longer third steeping is to try to coax out enough oomph and out of this one so here we go.
Cheerio.
Cheers.
So what's the most you will do? Is it like, this one's stronger? Yeah. A little bitter for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, still it's kind of staying in those realms of flavors. What's the most you'll do? Will you do 4? Is 5 crazy? Is that like out of this world?
4 would be the most for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 5 is crazy then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it would be that pleasant, no.
Okay. Mom test, I'm going to go ahead and say yes.
I think so.
I think a lot of these green teas, especially because people have such health benefits associated with green teas, people just, eat that shit up.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's yeah.
Even though it's like I don't personally believe in that green tea is like healthier than oolong necessarily. But yeah, it is kind of funny the way that is. But let's see what else. What test we got? Wartime test.
I don't know. This one's very calm and pleasant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think probably not.
Peacetime then.
Peacetime.
Yeah, peacetime.
I think so.
Yeah.
Ultralight test. I'd say pretty much no. I mean, sometimes I see people who are like providing instructions on how to do these grandpa style.
Yeah. I mean that is like the classic shot of the way that most Chinese people drink tea in China. It's just like the big mug with like tea leaves rolling around, and it's usually green tea. So.
Yeah, exactly. Like the glass, and you see the leaves and stuff. It's beautiful.
You just have to get the ratio down perfectly.
Yeah, exactly. It's a different style. I still think I like this more just by virtue of it being quite dynamic.
Sure.
Taste to taste.
I get that.
Yeah. So this is more interesting to me certainly. But yeah, I think this is a tea nerd's tea actually. I just think the quality is really beautiful and pleasant, and it's just a beautiful representation of green tea. So, Rivers and Lakes, check them out. Go onto the internet and riversandlakes.net, riversandlakestea.net, ? Luan, Guapian
from On a Play. Yeah.
Or you can look up Rivers and Lakes, like melon seed tea. I think that probably would be there. Thanks again for sending that in. Who are we sending this to, James?
Your dog's cat's therapist.
Yeah.
Because your dog definitely owns a cat.
And it's weird. It's a weird... Anyway, we're not talking about space politics tonight. Bye. We'll see you guys soon.
Wu-Tang!
Peace.